Hi everyone, it's Dasher Dave here, and I'm back for another crafty video. So, before I start, I really want to say a massive thank you to everybody who has subscribed, has liked my videos, because you know the thumbs up thing really does help the algorithm for sharing my work amongst the YouTube community. Also, those people that comment, those people that join me for the live. I mean, like, you know, some of you are joining me from like other parts of the world. It's completely zany time differences, and I really appreciate anybody that hangs out with me. Obviously, the more interaction I get, the better it is for my YouTube. But I also want to say a massive thank you to these people. So, I have a Ko-fi and I also have a Buy Me a Coffee. Ko-fi doesn't charge me. So for everything, so let's say somebody donated £5, Ko-fi pay me £5. With Buy Me a Coffee, they charge me a fee. So if you pay me £5, I usually get about £4.24, something like that. And obviously that's like, you know, that figure that they take gets bigger the more that people give. But you know, absolutely thank you to everybody that's given anything. Any money that you've given me has helped me to invest in some technology to be able to do things, you know, like I have a clip-on mic, so it's helped me to do that. It's helped me to invest in some crafty things. I did buy a dual microphone which unfortunately stopped working, and that was great for me and Brian to use when Brian was here crafting. And what I'm currently trying to collect towards is buy a condenser microphone, which is like a table microphone, you know, like this is the BBC when they used to talk like this, and they used to speak into a thing with a big round thing on it and it'd say BBC on it, or you know, or ABC, or wherever you were in the world, they'd have had one on the desk and they'd have spoken into it in probably the 30s and 40s. But they've come along since then. You can plug them into iPhones and things like that now, and that's what I'm currently saving towards. So I just really want to say a big thank you. Also, these people, you haven't just helped me to, you know, build the channel, you've helped me to be able to afford to buy the things that I need in order to craft and do things different and change up and switch out what I want. Sorry, the dog is now like kind of getting a bit antsy and he needs a fuss, so just bear with me while I give him he's one of my biggest supporters. He didn't pay me anything, it cost me a lot, but he didn't pay me anything. But yeah, without you guys, I know that I feel like I'm labouring the point, but honestly, without you guys, I could not be here. I couldn't afford to do the things that I do. I certainly couldn't afford to invest in the technology. I have had a few comments in the past where people have said, oh, I can't hear you, or I can't hear what Brian's saying, or I'd like to be able to see what Brian's doing. Those kind of things all cost money. That technology costs money, and I'd love to be able to do these things, but I can't do them. You know, I work a full-time job. I do this as kind of an extra thing on top of my social life, which I now have. Now I have a partner, but it's I can't afford to go out and do a third job in order to a second job in order to be able to afford to do the extra things that I do for you guys. But you know, I really want to say thank you to these guys. So I don't just want it just to be here. I want to read it out, because without you guys, I couldn't be here. So I'm really grateful to you. Now, I have quite a few people that have supported me in the past, and I don't, you know, I'm not going to say who gave what, and anything that anybody's ever given me has absolutely helped me to, I can't emphasize enough how it's helped me. And I feel really emotional about it, because like, you know, you just want to do your thing and you want to do it on camera, but then everything just costs a bit more, and like, you know, you have to the supplies thing, you know, the more that you use your supplies, the more that you have to replace them. So I'm really so grateful to everybody, and I'm sorry for getting upset, but it's like kind of tears of joy. I'm sorry. This is like my, I don't know, third, fourth, no, about fifth take. But I want to just do it, and I can't do it without crying. So I'm just going to do this. So, sorry if you feel, if I like, I'm sure that somebody will comment and didn't like the fact that I got upset or say something. But you know what? I've always been true to you guys. That's why I do a lot of lives, because a live can't be edited, and you can see when I make a mistake, and that if I make a mistake, then you can make a mistake, and it's absolutely fine, and the world won't end. Just do it is what I'm a real big advocate of. Just doing it. Just give it a go. Just give it a try. Give everything a try. I wouldn't be in the relationship that I am without taking a punt on doing something that I wouldn't normally do. So I want to say a big thank you to Trisha White, Maureen Hooper, Tuvain, Christina Hall, Marcia McInnes, Sandra Eckert, Dawn Lewis, Leslie Petherbridge, Jodie Breslin, Jodie Martin, Sylvia Torres, I Want a Peacock, which is Shirley Meldrum, I believe. I kind of had to go into like the background to find out that, because it just came up as I Want a Peacock, but I believe it's Shirley Meldrum. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Jan Knight. You guys have helped me significantly, and I am so very grateful. And you allow me to do things that I wouldn't normally do, and buy things that I probably don't have, or you replace things that I've already used that I have had. So anyway, let's get on with it, because I feel like I've laboured the point, but thank you so much to these people. Okay, so let's get on. So what I'm going to do is, you remember these that we did in the live? So I'll show you what these look like now. So this was the one I did with using napkins. So this was the one I did at the very end using napkins. This is the method I've used mostly before, and this is the one I like, because you're kind of creating a scene, and let's face it, anywhere I go I can create a scene, but no, this is creating a scene in the right sort of way. And so I did this one at the top, and I did this one at the bottom, and these are different napkins layered over each other. And if you didn't see the video, go and have a look, because it was the last thing before this. And it was a live, and I tend to do more lives, because if I do a live, I don't have to edit it, and when I don't have to edit it, it means that you're seeing it as it happens. Okay, so this is the one this is how they turned out. Now I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I love that. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So then this is the one where this is the first one that I did, which was just the one layer of canvas. Now with this, it creates a much softer, much more pliable. So in order to use this for a little notebook, it's probably better if you back it onto something. So you put like a piece of cardboard in there. So that's something that we will absolutely do. But this is the one we're going to start with. So this is the one with the double layer. So this has got 2 layers. It's the one that technically it's still a bag. You just can't get into it because the layers are stuck together. So it was a long bag sewn on these edges, and this was the opening, and I just glued it to that. So this is the one. This is also the one where I used the watered down Mod Podge. So that if you look, these two don't really look any different. So it's not going to hurt whether you use watered down or not. So watered down is obviously going to be better because it goes further. So this is the one where I used just the full strength Mod Podge. So let's make these things. So they sit, so the height of them is perfect for an A4 sheet of paper, folded into half, cut into half, try that again, Dave. So that's an A4 sheet of paper. Okay, all I've done is I've ripped the two parts in half and I've folded it over, and that creates an A6. Now I don't know what your sizes are around the world, so I know that you do use, is it 8.5 by 11 paper? An A4 is very similar sort of size, just slightly different. So you know, whatever you use is, I'm sure it'll be good enough. Now what I do have to say is, although it's a fairly snug fit, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably take a little bit of the edge off so that it sits more comfortably inside the notebook. Okay, so it's going to be a notebook around this kind of size. So in order to do that, you'll find that you'll need to account for a bit of overhang. So we're going to make it 4.5 wide, so that means that if you double that, 4.5, 2 4s are 8, 2 halves are 1, so that makes it 9. So we're going to have to cut it at every 9 inch intervals, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut along the top and the bottom, and it'll all be hunky dory. Okay, but first of all, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the top and the bottom bit off. Now, you know, you might need parental supervision. Even if you're, you know, in your 60s, you might still need your parents to supervise you for this. If you're anything like me, I could always do with parental supervision. So I'm just going to change my blade, because the last thing I used it for, I think, was grey board, and that's if anything's going to blunt your blade, it'll be grey board. So now he's taken his blade off. He's now going to find. Oh, there we go. Going to find his other blades. So they're in here. So I want I think it's a 10.5 I usually use. I'm just going to replace this blade. So you just have to be very careful if you're replacing blades, and don't do them whilst you're doing a live video or even a recorded video that you don't edit, because that just means that you're just heading for disaster, Dave. But never mind, you know, here we go. I've done this before. I've done it before, I can do it again. Just get on with it, Dave. So, watch me lose a finger live. No. Hopefully not live. Oh, whilst you start putting it on and you go, oh, that's not a good idea as well. Pulling towards you with a blade, not a good idea. Just want to get rid of that. You can do with a blade to scrape that off. But I just might as well give it a bit of a clean up while I'm here. Scratch it all off and hope for the best. And yes, you should do that without the blade on it. So pick the blade back up again. I'm just trying to be ultra careful. I'll just slide that bit on. Not holding it in the right place, but slide it on. Keep pushing until it clicks, and it didn't click yet, so there you go, click, and it's in. So I'm sure doctors get somebody else to do that. They don't do that hovering over a patient. Well, I hope they don't anyway, because it wouldn't be very sterile. So anyway, here we go. So we're going to give this a cut. See, with a sharp blade, you shouldn't have to press down. It should just cut through the material like butter. Okay, which it has. Which is always good, because, like, you know, when you say something and it doesn't happen. So, and then you have to say, do as I say and not as I do, to kind of qualify yourself. Okay, so I'm just going to go along, and what the good thing is, if you kind of push it, it should just kind of like just catch that bottom edge nicely, which it has there. Was it? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And just be careful not to move it, or to wiggle the blade like you just did, Dave. But never mind, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. Everything's gravy. I don't know where that saying comes from, but that just means it's all good. It's all gravy. I don't know whether that translates really. It's all gravy. I mean, like, it's not even a saying. I don't think it's a saying that anybody uses anymore, but it was definitely something that I remember as a child. Well, maybe a young adult, not a child. So I'll cut that bit off. Let's just do this one because it's closest. Sorry if I have to get my bonds in the way, but you know, looking at the top of my head is not exactly the best things to do, but I don't have to see it, so it's alright. Although if I watch this video back, I'll be like, oh Dave, did you ever get red in it? Look at that massive bald patch. Although Vic seems to like my baldingness and my bit of floof on the top of my head. You know, I look like a hatching dinosaur, but you know, horses for courses. Oh. And you know what the best thing to do is to make sure that your microphone wire is completely out of the way, Dave. Otherwise you'll cut that off and then it'll all go horribly wrong. So that's not what happened to the double one, by the way. The double one just stopped working. I was really annoyed because I'd only had it a few months and it just stopped working. It's no longer responding. I've tried to switch out the connection thing. Nope, not working. Not playing anymore. Oh, let's do it this way. Not playing anymore. So with these covers, when you make them, they're quite stiff. So they're like a bit like, you know, vinyl, but not vinyl. So, you know, you can rest easy that, you know, no dolphins have died in the making of it. So, oh, Dave, no. That all moved horribly, but never mind. Yeah, so you just have to bear in mind that although it's quite stiff, the more you play with it, the more pliable it will become. So, so if it's a bit stiff and you play with it, it'll go soft. Then some things you're doing it wrong, but like in this particular instance, it's okay. You're doing the right thing. If you play with it and it goes soft, then that's exactly what it's supposed to do. I just need to stop talking about that now because like I'm making myself laugh and like it's not funny. It's not funny, Dave. So, you know, obviously you cutting this will be a lot easier because you don't have to have a camera above your head when you're doing it. And I would seriously suggest that you don't have a camera above your head to make it complete. It's not a mess, but it's more of a disaster than I intended. Okay, so that's that bit, and I'll cut the edges off in a minute. Let's flip this round without catching the camera or without moving your microphone wire. Okay, and then put that in there. Kind of line that up. Okay, really sorry, my head is in the way, but you know, needs must, etc. And it's not perfect. I know there's a bit of like raw edge on some of it, and I've cut some of it off, and like, but that's fine. We can everything can be sorted. Don't worry. So, yeah, so that like the whole point of this is for me to be able to make some things to go in my Etsy. So some physical items. Because I don't have any physical items in there. I've only got my digitals, which aren't really performing. Okay, it's not going to stop me making any more. I am in the middle of doing a Poppy journal, but the latest release, so the ones that I really liked, the latest ones haven't really performed very well. So, kind of looking at other things. So, like the reason for having things in Etsy and having digitals, Dave, you made a mess of that completely, didn't you? Let's try and get that square. Is because it helps me to raise some extra cash and capital, etc. So I'm just gonna make this try and make this kind of square. Let's use it on the squarest edge, Dave, which is that one. No, Dave, not over there. I really recommend that you don't cut against a plastic ruler. But like I say, do as I say and not as I do. So one of those moments. And the reason I'm just trying to square it up a bit, cut that edge off and try and square it up as I go. This one is kind of like, see how it's hanging over the edge, so I'm just going to cut that whole bit off. And you know, it might be that I need to cut more off when I come to like making them into books, because it might not make a perfect number of books. But you can always use it as a base for like a tag or something like that, whatever your salvage edge is. Yeah, that's fine. So that's that one. Let's move that out of the way while we cut this one down. Yeah, so it's to kind of help to sell things and kind of get some extra cash going. But yeah, so I'm not trying not to overthink why things aren't selling, because I thought they were really nice, my kits, but you know, they're not selling, so they're not selling. That's all there is. So it's, although you know, Etsy is a minefield of things these days, so there's so much competition out there. So and hopefully they're not going to increase their fees again, because they're already significantly hefty fees. So they don't. I know that they charge you guys tax, and that's because sales tax is, you know, inevitable. Isn't that a saying about life? Taxes are inevitable. But it's not the tax. I mean, obviously I get taxed, but well, I have to declare my tax. But it's the fees that they charge that are the killer, really. But you know, it kind of stuck. It's stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. So where else are you going to sell the stuff? So, okay, so this is where we are. So we've got these kind of little, we're going to make these into little like fold over little journal covers. Hang that back up again, Dave. Get rid of those little bits. Fine. Okay. So we're going to, let's get this back in. Where is it? Where is it? It's gone. Hey, oh, it's on the floor. It's on the floor. That's where it is. Yeah, so we're gonna have to cut this down a little bit, but that's fine. And what we want is we want it to cut at 9 on every one. So I am going to. Shall I use this or should I use the guillotine? I don't know. Should I use a guillotine? I don't know why I have to say it with it. I think it's because it's French, isn't it? I have to say it with a French accent. Guillotine. So we said 9, didn't we? So let's go 9. Cut. Will it cut? It does cut. So 9. 999, isn't that the emergency services? I think I'm going to get 3 out of here. So 9. Well, it is in the UK. Our emergency services are 999. So not 911. So if you're ever in the UK and you need the emergency services, don't dial 911. So see, you've got like, I could use that as a little bookmarky thing. So there's 3. That'll be nice. They should, if I fold them over. It doesn't really matter what size you make them, because you can always cut your paper down to fit anyway. So that should sit in there. It does. There you go. So I'm going to make some signatures, and we'll make the signatures together. But there you go. There's one. Let's leave them. Let's come to these. Okay, so again, we want to make this 999. Don't know why I closed it up. Because I'm daft, maybe. Maybe. That might be the case. I don't know. I'll let you decide. Daft Dave. It wouldn't be the first time I've been called Daft Dave, so like, it wouldn't. It's not a first. So. Yeah, 9. See, that cuts nicely through there. So, and then we're going to have another one at 9 with another little edge to it. Bit that we're going to cut off. Probably a similar sort of size. Okay, that's 2 little salve edges. And, oh, should we do these? No, we won't bother with them on the floor at the minute. So, the other thing I like to do is I like to make things as difficult as possible. Oh no. Well, I do like to make things as difficult as possible, but that's a whole other thing. That's not what I was talking about. I like to sew round them as well. So, this is if this is working. So this is in red. Now, this has kind of got red on it, so it's that I'm not going to change the thread. I might have to I just need a degree to be able to work out the untangling of the pedal. There you go. Put that on there. Put that on the floor, Dave. That's probably the best place for the pedal. And the plug is absolutely wrapped with thread. So, obviously I'm in the UK, so I have a UK plug on it. And we're going to plug that in, hopefully, to this extension lead, which is conveniently placed under my desk because I conveniently place it there. Okay. We're going to roll over every lead possible as a roll forward. We're going to make sure that it works, so I'm going to sew something. Let's give it a sew. Here we go. So. Right. Oh, Dave, you have to turn it on. Okay, so that is not sewing a zigzag, but never mind. I don't want it zigzag. I want it to be. This is when everything kind of just like. Oh. Please just work. Right, okay, let's turn the zigzag off. Don't know why it stopped zigzagging. 11, I think. That's my lucky number. Is it sewing? Yes, it is. Oh, wait. Perfect. That's fine. Great. Okay, so that's sewing nicely. Okay. So it's developed a squeak, and I think that's because it has to sew so much. Like paper and stuff. I mean, like they're not really designed for sewing paper, are they? So I'm sure somebody has brought one out, and it's costs £9,000 for crafters because they can exploit us. It's probably a £20 one that they've just added 8,980 onto. 10,000, did I say £10,000? I can't remember. No, 9,000. Anyway, shut up. I'm going to go around the edges with a terrible attempt at a straight line, but it's me, so get that round there, put that in there, line it up with that, and then we're off to go. Then we're about to go again. Anyway, shut up. I'm going to go all the way around the edge. I mean, obviously, you don't have to do this. This is just aesthetically pleasing. It's not a. As I don't like to keep using his phrases, but as Tim says, you do you. So. And don't freak your freak, which I don't understand, but maybe it's an Americanism that I don't understand. So hopefully you can still hear me. I am trying to raise my voice over the top of this, so when I stop, this is how I'm talking. So hopefully you can still hear me. And if you can't hear me, then maybe that's a joy that you're thinking, oh good, he's stopped talking. So I'm going to go all the way around the edge, like I have done, because that's what I said I was going to do. Right, there we we go. One more, Dave. That's it. And then you just want to do turn and just sew over the last bit that you. So the first bit that you did, you want to sew back over that. Well, I want to sew back over that. You do you. I mean, and then we're just going to go back, and then that should hold it in place. Okay, lift that out. Okay. So this is what it currently looks like. So except for I haven't cut it off. It currently looks like. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to follow some of these edges. So where it looks like there are two bits of, because this looks like like it's been collaged, and so I'm going to follow some of these lines just for a bit of extra effect, not for any reason other than for extra effect. I think that's how it is. When I say I'm going to follow these lines, like sometimes the lines aren't easy to follow because you can't actually see where they start and end and all of that, but so just put the needle down so that I can turn, and then needles down, turn it. That line. Okay, so that's that bit, and then I think I might follow. Yeah, might go around there. I'll start in the middle. Start at the very beginning. No, you don't. In this case, you start in the very middle. Because you like to change things up. Oh, that's almost in the same hole. That's perfect. If I go along here. Oh, and then I'll just flip that round and go. Oh, I should have left my needle down, but never mind. No. And then go this way. Probably not the most exciting thing you've ever seen anybody do on screen, but hey. Some people might say that about the things that I do anyway, so. I'm going to go round this one. It kind of looks like then you've kind of sewn them down, but you know, Tim's already done it for you, so. Stuck them down. I mean, he hasn't sewn them down for me. I mean, you know, he might take in sewing. I don't know. I don't know whether times are hard for him, so. I doubt it. He seems to be launching products like willy-nilly, so not willy-nilly, left, right and centre. Willy-nilly just means the same thing, Dave. So let's get this to go down, and we want it to be, oh, that's too high, Dave. Too low, I mean. Go back there. I mean, like, you can't see anything while I'm doing. You can see the top of the sewing machine, and that's about it, so. I'm going to do that, take that off. That's what I've done. And then I'm going to do something on this side. I'll go around that. I think I'm going to go around there. You know, I mean, like, the sewing isn't mandatory. Oh, it's a good job it's not mandatory, because for some reason I've run out of cotton. Have I run out of cotton? Or is it just twung back? Where has it gone? Where's the thread gone? It's there. It's flipped back into the machine. I think I must have done that one last time I cut it. Bear with me a second while I kind of re-thread. Down there, through there, through there, through there. Oh, come on, through there. Yeah, oh no. Oh yeah, oh no. Oh yeah. Yes! Yes! Through there, thank you. Cut the end off. It might not be the best thing to do, but it'll do for now. Right, okay, sorry folks, you're just going to have to bear with me while I try and even see a hole. No, I need to cut that off better than that. I'm trying to lick my lips enough to be able to get some moisture to flow because I'm dry as a old bone. There was another metaphor I was going to use, but I didn't know how it ended. I couldn't remember how it ended, so I didn't want to say it in case it wasn't appropriate. Does it have a hole in this needle? Is it just an... No, it does have a hole, Dave. Of course it has a hole. It's just extremely tiny, or it might be absolutely huge, but I'm 53 next birthday, which is in August, so I will be 53, and my eyesight, you know what it's like. It starts to wane a little. Doesn't do. You can't see what you used to be able to see. You go to the supermarket and you think, I wished I had longer arms so I could read what this says. But you know, there's positives to getting older as well. I don't know what they are, but like there are positives to getting older. You know, you've got to at least have that sense of achievement that, you know, you've done it, you've arrived. Other people, you know, gave up. So I don't know what I mean. I do know what I mean. Do I know what I mean? No, I don't have a clue what I'm talking about. So yeah, but you know, you've arrived, you got there. Sorry, I'm just cheating because I'm not a very accurate sewer. Around here. Sometimes I speak too much and then I end up getting myself in a mess. So I'm trying not to speak so much. Okay, right. Okay, what other ones should I do? I feel like I need something else on here. Do I? No, I think that's enough. Okay, that's enough for that one. Okay, so let's make this one before I go on and make others, because like otherwise then you're gonna have to watch me just sew everything. So we're gonna make this. We've already sewn. I'm just gonna snip all the little edges off. The tails off. If you want to keep them, keep them. I don't, but you can. Oh, I pulled that one out a little bit. Never mind. It's all right. Still looks all right. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So this is going to be the frontage. Okay. So it's probably not perfectly square, is it? Let's get that. Let's get my other bone fold, not that one. I want my proper bone fold. Where is it? There. So I'll get the wedgie one, and we're just going to make that nice. There we go. So that's going to be our little booklet thing. And now what we need to do is we need to make some signatures. Now, like I say, this is a little bit too, we want an edge around it. So this is going to be a bit too big, so I want to take about that much off. And of course, I don't do any measuring. Why would you do that, Dave? So I'm just going to tear it. Maybe it's not. Is it going to tear it? So my reward for being able to do this is I'm going to have a drink. So I did bring some pop up with me, and I've got some frozen oranges that I've got in my juice, but I'm kind of almost out of juice, so I'll have to top it up. Topping it up live on camera. Well, it's not live, Dave, because you're not live, but you are alive. So there we go. So that's how big we're going to have it. So every one needs to be either that size or smaller. Right, let me have a... Don't bend your straw. Paper straws, they don't kill dolphins, but they don't... Turtles. I think it was a turtle that had a straw in its blowhole, isn't it? Blowhole, I don't know whether they have blowholes. Don't know much about marine life. Oh, sorry, I needed that. Sorry for patting my microphone as well. So everything's got to be that size, or smaller. So I've got a whole load of things here. These are just some things I pulled out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 15 signatures in it. So whatever I use, so I've used a bit of that. I might have one of them. So I know the width is going to be right, but it's the height that I need. It doesn't matter if it's not accurate. Just tear that bit off. Should go with that. Yeah, it does. Somebody's car alarm's going off. There's a lot going on outside today. Might use one of those. Just tear that down to the right height, which is that. That can go in there. So I just fold these over and then they can all sit together nicely. Or not nicely. It depends. Depends on how they behave, I guess, doesn't it? So I've kind of, if you just kind of do that, and then they kind of, you can just drop them on top when you're done. Well, you can if they fall, unless they fall over. Come on! Don't misbehave just because you're on camera. Nah, it's going to make him look like he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. Well, I don't have a clue what I'm doing, to be fair. So, Dave, you do need your template. That one. Should I do it that way, or should I go that way and have a smaller? Yeah, go that way. I'm probably going to tear that other edge off as well. This edge here. Well, might cut it off actually, it's probably easier. Don't throw these bits away because obviously you can fold those over and they can go in as well. This is just the edge where it's come out of the gluey edge where you tear them out of a book, that sort of thing. That sort of thing. We've got 4 including the template, so 4. Should we have one of these? The problem with these is they're sticky on the back, and I don't know where my thing is. I do have a little pad of poofy stuff, floofy poofy. Maybe just stick one of them across the edge, good, couldn't I? Or a few of them. Anyway, let's tear it down and we'll work out what we're going to do with that in a minute. Or I could tear that bit off. In fact, I could tear the whole sticky bit off. Tell you what, let's do the width of the ruler because that'll be easier. That's now stuck to the ruler. It's because it was a memo pad, one of those sticky pad memo things. Sticky memo pad. Shut up, Dave. Stop trying to explain it. One of those, like a post-it type thing. One of them. It was one of them. Maybe one of these. Might be able to do that without tearing too much off it. I might tear this bottom bit off. In fact, I might tear that line off. I think this is a great way to use as well. All of those, when like you buy books because you like the outside of the book, you think, oh, I could turn that into like whatever journal, or I could make that into, a writing board or whatever, and then you end up with a whole load of inners for books. This is a great way to use up your book pages. In fact, I do have some book pages in this pile. Get it done. Or just say done. Get it. that. Just make that a bit smaller. And then you can put the other bit, the other half in another journal. It's not half, because it's not half. It can only be half if it's actually half, but it's not. Because this is bigger than that, so it can't be half. Shut up, Dave. Just shut up with your inane ramblings. One of them. That's September, that's what I was ha ha ha, fire, do 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 do, fire, fire, dancing in September. Yeah, so singing, not my forte. It's not even my 5-tay. So how many have we got now? We've got one. Oh, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want 15 in total. A bit of that. Just try and line that up a little bit, Dave. You know, you don't have to be bob on accurate, but you could at least give it a go. Try it, you might like it. And that one. Flip it over and that. Maybe a blue book page, because it will go spiffingly with that. Spiffingly. I'll just tear that edge off. Is that even straight? Does it matter if it's straight? Not really, Dave. But if you really want to make it straight, make it straight. There you go then. So, sorry, just having a conversation with myself there. And I'm not worried about this like kind of tatty edge. That's, you know, that's kind of like the holy grail, isn't it, for us crafters? So I'll fold it, and I'll fold it that way around this time. So these are just ones where I've just dyed them. In fact, I've dyed them for a reason, and they're just remnants. Where are the other pages? I do have some actual more actual book pages. Did get some out, Dave. You did somewhere. Let's get one of them out. There you go, the book page. There's a book page. There is a lot of stuff in here. Can get one of them out. Might have an envelope, maybe. Maybe some of that. I'd have some music paper. It's a nice crispy page. We all like that kind of crispy, that crispiness of the edge. I don't know where I put the book pages then that I got out, because I cannot find them for the life of me. I mean, I've got a couple there, but I'm sure there was more. Oh dear, this is not good. Where are the book pages, Dave? Oh, there's a that one. Whatever that is. Bizarre. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Book page. Oh, no, yeah. That. Nope, not there. Oh well, let me get a book page, some book pages. Sure, I got some out, but I don't know where they've gone. Page. Get some. Just I've got a whole load of like random ones that are all different sizes and things, so just get a few out. Sorry, I'm just making a selection. Not them, not that, not that. I don't know, maybe a little bit of that. Okay, so bit of the selection of book pages there. I'm not being selective, I'm just going to get a couple, so I might get a bit of opera. I don't want everything. I kind of want to intersperse them as well, so that I won't bother with that. Might have a bit of that, not that. Yes, want that. And that. And that. We won't put those. We won't put those in because we've got some blue pages already in there. We'll probably use those. Okay, so what have we got? What did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Need another 6, so we're going to have that. That's 10, yeah. Maybe that. I'm going to split them up in a minute. I'll sort them out. So that's 11. This one's a bit big, I think. It's only fractionally big, but never mind. We'll tear a bit off. I'll get rid of that bit. Yeah, let's tear it off to where it's kind of torn. Anyway, sorry, Kenya. Nothing against you, but well, I've got a ruler up against you, but there you go. That on. It's 12, isn't it? So that makes it 13. I need just 2 more. So let's go for one of these. Oh no, let's see. Can we put is that going to be too big? Yeah, but we can cut it down, Dave. Can we get it open? Oh dear, it's one of those ones where you know when you've coffee dyed it and you've coffee dyed it shut. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that for now. I'll say 3 more. I think I did. Let's go that, and maybe a crinkly one. We've got a green one already in it. Let's have a bit of music paper. So that, and that. Get them lined up first. We want it about there. Let's see if I can tear them all off. I can indeed. So I'm not going to use those. All that. So we're going to fold these. How big are they compared to that? They might be a little bit too big. That page is all right. Well, it's kind of a little bit big. This one. We'll see how it looks in the book. I'll tear the others down. So that is calligraphy paper. I'm testing your calligraphy on, and that was sent to me by Christina Hall. Yeah, some of you as well. So you know when I said at the very start about thanking you, they're just the people from my Ko-fi and my Buy Me a Coffee. Obviously, some people have supported me by sending me Happy Mail, and also I am very grateful to you guys as well. Just you get your own video, so I wanted to thank some people in other ways. Let's put that one in the middle. For the people that you know, if you give me money, I don't like, I don't make a video of that. So, oh, come on, put them together. Put that in there. Okay, so we've got some random pages here. Okay, so they might not all line up now, and that's simply because this middle one is just folded in half, and these now are folding round that, so they've got to go round the corner, and therefore they look a bit shorter. So you might have to just give it a bit of a trim. Let's just make sure. Let's put that one on. We'll use that as the outer one. Yeah, so we know that that's the right size. Yeah, so you see they're all being pushed out. So you just want to kind of give it a trim. And I would suggest you do this with a blade. And always use a metal ruler. I know I've said that 1,000 times now, but please listen to me. Don't cut against plastic rulers. It's more likely to slip. And, you know, I don't want you to lose anything. You're beautiful as you are. You don't need to cut any bits off. So, and then you put those in your little bin that you have at the side of you that's absolutely overflowing because you'd have forgot to empty that out before you came on camera. But never mind, you know. Don't know. I'm kind of thinking I might keep those little bits. Don't know why. So there we go. So that's going to be the signature in there. Okay. So these are like I say, these are dead simple. Right, okay. What I need now is, you can buy cradles for putting your, for making the holes in your signatures and things. You can buy a proper little cradle that's kind of curved like this, but you know, I just used a book. So, because I have a book, I don't have a cradle. And something I don't need to buy then. Okay, so I'll get my little kit out. So it's a We Are Memory Keepers kit. So I do have the little hole punch thing, but I don't use it anymore. So what I want to do now is I want to make a little template for myself. Let's get rid of that edge again. Okay, before I do that, I want a template that is the right size for my signature. That's fine. I'll just fold it down. I don't have to cut it or anything. I'm just going to fold that in half, and this will be my template for getting my holes in the right place. So I'm just going to put that to one side. I was rushing ahead. So what I want to do is, well, that's 14 centimeters exactly, or 5.5. So let's go 14 because that's easier to work out. So don't want something too close to the top. So we want to know what the middle of it is. So 14, half of 14 is 7. So that's our middle. Okay. And then we want a decent coverage either side. So it kind of, you want it to anchor at the top and the bottom, but you don't want it too close to the edge. So you don't want it up here. You want it a bit further in. So if we say we go, should I go 1.5 or should I go 2? Let's go 1.5. We go 1.5 from the top and then 1.5 from the bottom. So we'll say we're on 14, didn't we? That's kind of almost 14. I'm going to go there. So that's where our holes are going to be. Now you could mark that with a pencil, but I did it with my thing, whatever this is called, an awl. There we go. So you might want to just make those marks a bit more clear. I'll just put a dot of something over the top of them. There we go. Then you can put that in here. Now you might want to do your cover separately, but I think I'm gonna wing it because I can, and I'm going to. But what you do want to do is, once you've got it in the right place, you want to clamp it in place. So actually, I think I've got some bigger clamps than that. They're up here. Whoa! Sorry if I just knocked everything. Put that on there. These are perfect, these clamps, because they are like this. Look how big they are. So, and you want to fold it over to know what. Sorry, just tangled around the. I use it for anchoring the speaker, the microphone wire. So I'm going to put that on there as well. Okay. So as you can see, what it will do is it kind of pulls that out, and that's because they're in the right place for when it's closed. And you just want that to kind of stay there. So let's just give it, let it, so tuck it all into the, push it down into the fold. You might want to use a ruler for that, so you want to push that bit in. This is just me, my way. I did it my way. You can do it your way. Okay. I need to hook that on something because it's now in the way. There we go. Now your pages might have all come out of alignment, which is probably about right. But, you know, if they're there or thereabouts, it's fine. Oh, I'm not happy with that, though. So I might have to start again. Just want to kind of get those all nicely aligned before I do anything, Dave. Right, okay, do that. Put that on there. Figure out, sorry, just pull it towards me so I can see it. Figure out where the middle is. That's fine. Put the middle, top and bottom. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Close that up and clamp that in. And then close that up and clamp that in. Okay. And now this is where you might need to do the adjustment. Like that. Give it a bit of slack. There we go. Get your ruler, get that nice defined like spine. There we go. Give it a wiggle. That's fine. Okay, so now find your template. Yep, good. Put your template in and then make your holes. Now, because you're going to go through your cover. If you're doing it separately, it's different. But if you're doing it all together, you just need to push and make sure that you go right the way in. Right the way in. And right the way in. And you should feel it go through. You'll feel a bit more resistance as you go through the cover. Okay. So you take that off and your holes should be on your spine, which they are. Excellent. Excellente. It's all gone swimmingly. Close your book up. I can never use that book for anything else now. That's my book. Oh, exciting thing. I want to just show you, just because it's over here and like it came today. Look, my new card came from my Revolut account, and it's on one of those things that I love making. You know, I love making these, so I really appreciate that. So yeah, so my new Revolut card has come. So it's for my I have a Revolut bank account, so which is what all of my Etsy sales and things goes into. So there we go. That's what we've got. We are now going to sew that. Well, maybe we're not. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. Maybe we can. Maybe we can't. Maybe we've got no thing. Oh no. Let's use this one, Dave. So I always do 2.5. Some people do 3. Some people do 2.5. So, but by that I mean, if you measure, if you do it kind of roughly top to bottom, 1, 2, and then do half, so to about there, and then you should have enough to be able to sew it all in. Cut it off with a pair of scissors that you've had. You have had a pair of scissors, there they are. You have to also get a needle, Dave. That's better. Much better if you've got a big eye in it. I don't know what I'm licking it for. It's waxed. Because I'm daft, maybe. Okay, so I'm going to keep those those clips on. Okay, I'm going to go in here, through, and then you're just going to hold that tail before it falls. It goes all the way out. Thumb on it. There we go. And then I'm going to go in through the one end. It doesn't matter whether it's the top or the bottom. Just one end. Wiggle it until like all of the holes line up. Yeah, and pull it through. Then right through to the top, and out through the top or the bottom or whatever it is. It's actually the bottom. So, and then back in through the middle. Okay, and what you want to do is have one of those on one side of the middle thread and one on the other. I'm going to pull it all the way through. There we go. We've got your threads, and then you're just going to. The reason why you want to have this tail is, you know, you might want to have it showing or whatever, but you need to be able to grab hold of it and tie it off without it cutting into your fingers or that sort of thing. So you want to make sure you've got a nice firm, but like make sure when you pull it, you're not ripping the holes together, okay, and you're not puckering it up. So you're not pulling the spine together, bunching it up, okay. There we go. So, and now you need to tie it one way, which I never know which way I'm doing it. So you go that way, oval that way, and then the next one is over over that way. So you do it one way then the other, but like it like literally confuses the heck out of me. Like which way over what? Hey, which what? Hey, what? So I just tie it a few times until I'm happy, until I'm satisfied that I've kind of done it. So okay, so you can either leave the tails, or you can tie them into a bow, or you can, you know, whatever. If you can, you might be better than me at tying something into a bow that's this small. Although if you'd done it with, no, that's never going to go into a bow. So I'm just going to have a little tail. That's fine. Okay, so there we go. That's one. That's one journal complete. Now, obviously, you know what I tend to do is I'll get one of Mavis or Audrey. So Mavis will be fine. Mavis is the smaller one. So Mavis is just a narrower brick, and I'll just put them under Mavis. Okay, so you know, just you don't have to call your brick Mavis, but I just like the name. So I've called mine Mavis, and I've got Audrey. Audrey is the bigger one. So I'm just going to cut this little bit off, and then we're going to make this one. So now, because this one isn't completely square, it's not completely square, so I just need to, because I've got that salve edge on it, so let's do that. Get rid of the bit that isn't tissue. Got a bit of canvas hanging over on that edge. Take that off. And the same with this. There's a canvas on this edge. Get rid of that. Should line up better now. Might not be perfect, but it should line up better. Oh, that's much better. There we go. Somewhere on here. Somewhere in the city where the air is still, a baby being born to the overkill. Oh, it's there. There's my little tool. And obviously I will decorate on the inside of them and things. But there's a bit of, that's a free extra. There's a bit of gold foil on it. Okay, so again, we're going to make some signatures. So we want it to be, let's just fold that in half first. And then we're going to get one of these will turn into a template. So we'll fold it over. Let's get a an A4 sheet first, Dave. You know that they are the right. Get the other half of that one. Fold that over. We'll use this as our template. We want that to go in there. We know that this is a bit high. We want to cut about that off. So I'm just going to do that with scalpel. It's getting a bit crowded on here, isn't it? It's very warm, by the way, today. I will just say it's very, very warm. I'm getting a little bit sticky in all the wrong ways and in all the wrong places, but probably more information than you needed. I'm seeing Vic tonight, but I won't see him until after he finishes work, and he's closing tonight, so as he works in a pub, it's going to be late before I see him, but I'm still on annual leave, so it's not going to make much difference to me. So I shall see him. I've seen him a few times this week, so it's quite exciting. I'm still in the giddy stage. So he's met one of my neighbours. So one of the neighbours I like. So I think other neighbours have seen him, but I'm not saying that I don't like them. I just haven't. I think they've seen him, and I've not been outside to introduce him. So I just want to quantify that. I'm sure there are other neighbours that don't like me that have seen him as well, but wouldn't care. So some of the neighbours, for some reason, just don't like other neighbours, and I don't know why, because I've never done anything to anybody. But I seem to, have people who seem to think that I'm, I don't know, whatever they think I am. So, but don't necessarily need good PR to get on in life. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of them. Bit of music paper. This is the 5th one then. So this is 5th, and that's 6th. So we'll go. So you don't have to worry too much. You don't have to worry about having a nice funky edge or whatever, because remember, when you line it all up, you might have to cut it down. So when you bunch them all up, you have to cut that edge off. So don't worry too much about it. You want to get the top and the bottom right. That's the bit you want to get. You want to get that right. Stop waving your blade around, Dave. Somebody's going to lose something. Okay, boo-boo. I'm smarter than the average bear. Well, I'm not smarter than the average bear. I'm sure the average bear is smarter than this bear. So I am a bear, by the way. That's in the gay community. If you're big and you're hairy, you tend to be called a bear. So I'm kind of a bear. So, a bear? Where? There! A bear? Where? Oh dear! Don't start that. I didn't know anything about the bears community until I lived in West Yorkshire, so which is bizarre, really. It's not exclusive to West Yorkshire. It's just I hadn't heard of it. So I'd spent like 40 years of my life not knowing anything about the fact that I am actually more of a bear. And actually, those are the kind of people that I kind of like. Although there is a term called otters, and I like otters too, and Vic would be classified as an otter. So otters, it's bizarre. I've had this conversation before, but I know it was a long time ago. Otters are slimmer guys. Sometimes hairy, not always. Oh dear, that was terrible. I don't know how I managed to cut that line so bad. Dave, you used a ruler. But they don't have to be. They don't have to be hairy. And Vic's only got a tiny bit of hair on his chest. Yeah, I'm just laughing because he'd like more, and he doesn't have it. So, and I've got loads and don't really want it. So, you know, I don't mind being hairy. It's just in this weather, it's like wearing a jumper all the time. So, which is probably too much information for you. But you know, you know what I'm like. I'm definitely a sharer of information. Couldn't work for the MI5. Couldn't work for MFI either. So, if you don't know what MFI is, probably a good thing. Really, it was a terrible furniture shop in the UK that didn't last. Well, I guess they went for a few years, but like they didn't last very long in the 21st century. The furniture quality was terrible. I'll put this one in as well. So you can just use up a whole load of books and things. I mean, like, clearly I'm not making that pile go down very much at the moment, but when I've made all of these, I will. So we're just going to make another one together, I think. Should I do something with this? Once you do that side. Yeah, let's make that one into something. Give it a fighting chance, Dave. At least try and get it straight. Is that going to be hang over too much? No, don't worry about that, Dave. So where are we? What are we on? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pages. 9. Sorry, I just had a horrible thought, thinking, did I actually press record? I did. So, so that's going to be the 10th one, that template one. And let's have a pink one, maybe. Yeah, I'll just tear it off this time, I think. Oh, there you go. This is going to be 11. Nope, that's our template down. This one, is that about the right size? It is. Just fold that over. 12. This one in there. Like that. Oh, there you go. This is going to be my 13th page, I believe. You know, I might have to count them again. Lost count. Let's do it the other way around. Then you've got, at least the text is on there. It's better. Then I'm going to lose the bit that doesn't have the text on. So. Oh, ow. Oh, my stomach's rumbling now. I'm just gonna. They don't half hurt, don't they? Paper cuts. But, you know, it's kind of one of the accidents that you get in this business. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 13, so I need 2 more. Join Dave and watch Dave count. Looking for something a bit different, I think. I like that one. I know I've already got a pink one in it, but I don't care. I like that. Although I could. That might be a scan one. One I might scan so that I can put it into Let's add a sheet of yellow. We might have to separate it from that one that says it's like a to-do list, but I'm going to pick up that. Oh no, I like that pattern. I have no idea where that's come from, but I like it. Oh, throw that on the floor. Rolling over all of the leads. That's 14, and we want one more. Let's maybe have a bit more book page. 14. Let's have maybe a bit of this. Yeah, let's have a piece of this. Is that the right size? It is. Fold it over then. That's 15. So that's 15 altogether, but we'll just sort that out so that we've got a mix. So ones that are different sizes are separate. Maybe put that in there. Put that one. That one, we don't want two bright yellows together, so we'll put that maybe in there. That's a very flimsy page, so we'll put the flimsy page between some more sturdy pages, and then we'll put, this time we'll not put that on the outside, we'll put that like there. Okay, so we've got them all like kind of bunched together. There's the middle. Pull down. Just lost the middle and the will to live. No, there we go. So if we just bunch them together. Clip it for now. Okay, so let's give this a bit of a... Oh, get off the... Oh, you know when you roll over... wireless. When will everything be wireless? When will everything be wireless? Thanks, Bros, for that. So... When will I be famous? That's what the song was. In case anybody didn't recognise that tune, wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have to sing it. Especially without the words. So let's give this a sew. Just going to go around the edge again like I did before. Go down, put the needle down, spin the thing round. Quite to the bit what I want, so go back, put the foot down, go over a bit. There we go, put the needle down, now spin it round. That's better, that's where I want it. Get me racing this machine. I mean, that's what I used to call it, racing. Well, that's what we used to get told off for at school. So stop racing the machines. So I've always called it racing. So I don't know what its actual term is. Just going fast, yes. Stitching faster. So again, I'm just going to go all the way around the edge. Turn it, and then across the top. Trying to have a straight line. Trying. You can try. You don't always succeed though, Dave, do you? So. Out. It's not that bad. It's not a terribly straight line, but hey, you know, hey, it's what horses eat. So, it's what horses eat. Okay. Oh. Oh, pants. Because I got too giddy, didn't I? Put that through there. Is that in the right bit? Yeah. Please just go through nicely. Don't give me this. Sorry, my needle's come unthreaded. Obviously, you need to do this before you put the thing together. Otherwise, you can't. Well, you can't sew it because all the pages would be sewn together, which is not really very much use then, is it? So, well, not as a journal, not as a mini journal. It isn't. It might be useful as a wonky table leg supporter. Did that go through? Oh my gosh, that went through. Oh. You know when you go to move your hand away and you pull it out again? Oh my gosh. Please. Come on. No, that's no, none of them are holes, Dave. Right, put that there. Can you see it now? No, that's not helpful. Helpful. I do have a magnifying glass somewhere, but I don't know where that is. That'll take me longer to find than it will to just thread this up. I've done it now, by the way. All that waiting for me. I'm sorry, but you know. Right, put that in there. I'm going to go round this one. Sorry, I have to concentrate. That's why I'm not saying anything. And that isn't what the noise was. That's the sewing machine making that noise. Put that round. Oh, I need to go back down again. Come on. That one. Oh, that's a bit bunchy at the back, isn't it? But never mind. It all adds to the fun of it. So it's called bumble bunching, apparently. That, you know, when it goes all like that, it's called bumble bunching. Who knew? Well, I did, obviously, because I've just told you. So you don't have to listen to me though. Don't necessarily know what I'm talking about. Oh, for crying out loud, which is a saying that my dad used to say all the time. For crying out loud, and I probably haven't heard since my dad said it. So I think it was his way of swearing, but not swearing. You know how, like, parents and grandparents used to say things that at the time were, you know, just words like sugar and things, but like then as you're older you kind of look back and go, oh sugar. Yes, I know what she meant now when my mother said that. Just the kids were around, but now people don't seem to care. They kind of just swear in front of their kids now. So like, kind of swearing is, you know, for me, I don't swear a lot. I do swear, you know. I'm not a saint. I do swear. Let me just have a drink. But for me, swearing really helps to punctuate when I'm upset. You know when I'm cross if I'm swearing. Whereas if I swore all the time, you wouldn't. So. Follow this edge down to here. There's a bit where where something else sticks out there, so like I want to try and get to that bit. Okay, turn it round, put that down, follow that edge. Oh, don't do that to me. The foot just like flipped down and nearly trapped my finger underneath it, but like. Why is that not? It's all come out of its places now. You know when it's got special places where the thread's supposed to go, and it's come out of it. Which I don't know whether that affects their tension or anything, or whether it affects the thread just throws itself out or not. But it's very hard to get that bit in there. There we go. It's not obviously it's clearly not that hard because I did it. So, and that, except for that's all tangled up now. Not round the needle. Oh, this is like painful, isn't it? Good job I'm not a sewer or a sewist or whatever they're called these days. Right, let's get that into there, and we'll just. Oh, where was it going there? Put that there. Get my needle in there. Needle to go in there. I think. What am I sewing round, Dave? That. I've lost the plot and the will to live and all the other metaphors for I've lost it. Right, that's gone too far. I don't know whether you're supposed to go backwards on a machine, but I am. That might be the reason why I've got so much bumble bunching. I mean, I guess you are allowed to go backwards because that's what the forward-backwards thing does, isn't it? So it makes you go backwards. So. Cotton was running out then, but it's not, luckily. Oh, didn't like that. I think that was a bit thick for it. That bit, and let's just do that bit to kind of marry it all up. Now, this is where my attention to detail is like my downfall. It becomes like my nemesis. Having attention to detail is all very well and good, except for it means that you end up taking longer to do something than you expected. So, wow, it's all bumbly bunched. Never mind. Like I say, it all adds to the fun of it. It looks like it's been sewn by a terrible sewist now, so because it has. Sewist, sewing machinist, I don't know what they're called. Cutting these, I don't know why I'm bothering cutting these off for, because like the rest of it looks terrible. Muriel. So, cut all of them off, that's fine. That's fine, it'll be fine. It'll all come out in the washer, or it'll all just come out, I don't know. Well, it will just come out, because it'll just come undone eventually, I guess. But it's charming. That's what it is. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. So, and you know, I'm sure somebody will comment and say you should have done this and this and this. But you know what? I did this instead. So, yeah. Look, it's not caught at the bottom there, and it's fine. It's fine. So put that in there because this is the right thing now, isn't it? And then we're going to let go of that. I find the middle, tentatively find the middle, without letting it all go, and then just make sure it's all in, clip that back in there. Okay, so get my book out again, open this up, different page, doesn't matter, not worried about the page, get my ruler, get that to go down nicely. Clip that there, clip that there, get all the red thread off everything. Everything is now covered in red thread. and make my whole. Oh, I get my template. Just seen that somewhere. Pants. Where's my template gone? Do I have to make another one? You guys are probably going, it went there. You just like gone past it, and I can't hear you, so it doesn't help. I did. I'm sure it was. Oh, it's there. I was gonna say, I'm sure it was on the top of there, but I must have moved it. Must have moved it knowing that I would lose it. So because I've met me, so I know what me's like. Okay, so I'm going to get my things, that make sure that's on top and bottom. There we go. There. I'm surprised this hasn't come out the back of the spine. Well, it might have done actually. So, and there. I've never really looked at the spine, so I can't tell. Yeah, there's a bit of puncture wound on the spine. Never mind. It's never going to get used for any other purpose because it's perfect size. I might take a few pages out of it every now and again. Okay, so I can. We've established this. I can. So let's do that one. Let's try the 3 on this one because it might just give me a bit more purchase for sewing. You know, a bit more space, ability. I need a little tray to put things in while I'm doing other stuff because I lose it. I've got more needles. I just see if it's on the floor. No, not on the floor. No idea where it is. Oh, it's there. Hiding. That's where it is. No, that's Heidi, Dave. So, in through the middle, in through the top. I was going to say I can't see the hole, but it's there. The top. So these clamps just help it all line up nicely and not move around too much. So all the holes are all lined up nicely. In through there, and then in through the middle. Cool, and then put that on the other side. Oh no, let's put that one on the other side. Actually, that, yeah, much easier. Got a bit more purchase on that. Yeah, cool. So again, so you're going to tie it that way, and then tie it that way. I think that was different. Tie it that way. I've forgotten how to do it now. No, just leave it at that. Let's see if I can turn this into a bow. This is long enough. I should really do 2 bows, go round each other, get the 2 bunny ears in through the hole. I was never taught to tie my laces like that, so this bunny and hole thing is a whole new business to me. Pull it through a bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's cut that off. There you go. There's one with a bow in the middle. There's an extra little bow. Fold it over. Yeah, and then move that out of the way. That's off an old projector, and I just liked it, so I kept it. So and put it under Mavis. There we go. So we've got 2 now. So right, okay, let's tidy up a bit. So that's what we've done. So hopefully somebody will give that a bit of a go. Now I don't know how long I've been going for, so I just want to be conscious of that. And of course, I'm gonna have to move the camera a second. 1 hour and 40 minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the video. and then I might start the next one. So I'm going to might do some of the other ones. So, but I'm going to finish this video for now, because then you can get on and do things. That way then I can put more content out, because I'll have more things to film. I can also charge my battery and recharge my batteries, and then we'll go from there. So let's just put some of these things over there. So today what we have made is we've made 2 little journals. Now obviously we made the covers in a separate video, that was the live, so these are just little notebooky things. I will decorate them, not hugely overly decorated, just decorated with a few things, but you know, it's hopefully giving you a bit of an idea that you can go and do something, and it's a great way to use this up, you know, to use all your paper up. It's a great way to use, you know, all of that Tim Holtz tissue that you bought and got a bit obsessed about, Dave. Well, I've got 3. There's one with flowers on it. I really love the flowers one, but I can't find it anywhere. I can't remember what it's called. Collage something. I think they're all called collage. Collage floral, that's what it's called. I can't find that. For love, no money, but never mind. So I'm going to make a few more of these, and then what I'll do is so I'll make another video with making the one with the napkins, and then I will do a video of me decorating them ready for sale. So I will catch you in the next video. So my name is Dash of Dave. Thank you so much again to these people. So these people have bought me a coffee or gone through Ko-fi, and these are Trisha White, Maureen Hooper, Tavain, Christina Hall, Marcia McInnes, Sandra Eckert, Dawn Lewis, Leslie Pethybridge, Jodie Breslin, Jodie Martin, Sylvia Torres, I Want a Peacock, also known as Shirley Meldrum, and Jan Knight. So a massive thank you to you guys for supporting me, and I will try to remember to read your names out more often. And if anybody buys me a coffee or supports me via Ko-fi, then I will name you. It's not naming and shaming, it's naming and applauding. So so thank you very much for you guys. Thank you to everybody that's, you know, subscribing as well. Helps me no end. So thank you for those people that subscribe. I realise that some people don't subscribe. They watch the videos, they like them, but if you subscribe, it really helps me. If you give the video a bit of a like as well, that always helps. So, you know, like it, whatever, for any YouTuber, like their videos, because that really helps them to grow. And, you know, please feel free to comment. I will catch up on my comments. I know I'm a little bit behind on comments, but I will go through my comments and reply to you. I've just had a lot on. So anyway, thank you very much. You all have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it was with you. My name is Dash of Dave, and as I always say, I love you all without exception, until you give me a reason not to. So don't give me a reason not to. So you all take care. Love to you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big hugs. And I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye, bye, bye.